Hey and welcome to another little video about me trying to beat every GameCube game, and this time with the Urbz Sims in the City, which is basically a Sims games but very middle 2000s with lots of subculture and everything. And right from the start, I have to give you one warning if you ever want to play this game on an original GameCube. This uses 173 blocks. I didn't even know there's memory cards that huge, like there's 128 megabytes, but my memory cards are like 8 megabytes, so I had to use, I'm playing these games on an original Wii, and I use the Yueou channel to put the games on an USB stick. And the thing is, there on there I can at least make like a virtual memory card, and I can recommend that to everyone. I mean, most people will probably use an emulator, and so just like every other Sims games, you obviously kind of make your own character. I'm not a big fan of, making character ugly on purpose. That's why I'm making a pretty normal looking one, and I kind of prefer games like that. I know many people, for example, play these Souls games with like the ugliest abomination possible, but I like to keep it a little bit more normal, a little bit more, close to me. And you make your own sim, and then there's not much you can really change. You can't really change the outfit a little bit, mostly it's all about the face and everything when you make it. Like, don't care about the clothing because that comes later. Right at the start, you basically get your own apartment. You meet the guy from the Black Eyed Peas, Will Dot. I think he has a different name. I mean, he's called Will, but I think he has like a double name. Like, he's not just Will, he's like Will, not Will Smith, that's a different guy. But he's like Will I am, that's his name. And basically there is the rest of the Black Eyed Peas, like Fergie, and the other ones I kind of forgot, because I'm pretty sure most people will just know Will, they will know Fergie, and no one else really from the Black Eyed Peas. And basically the story is you just moved here into the city and you want to become the coolest Urbz in the city, the coolest sim on the block, make lots of friends, have a cool apartment. Even though I played through the whole game without making my apartment really hot or anything, like it doesn't really matter. But there's like some things that do kind of matter that you have to have in your apartment if you really want to raise to the coolest person possible. So the gameplay is pretty simple. It's Sims, but a little bit different. You unlock these district goals, like make this many friends, learn this cool new emotion, learn this and that, and eventually when you unlock those districts, every district has like a unique feel to it. Like in the subway station, there's the punkers, there's like a rich highway subway thing, not subway, skyscraper. Like at the top of the skyscraper there's like rich people, and I just dived into the trash and didn't find anything, and I don't know why I'm doing that, but I did that because at the start most people probably never played The Sims on a console, and it takes a little bit getting used to. I owned the original Sims on the GameCube, and I did enjoy it when I was younger, but I haven't played it in a fairly long time. And basically, it also depends on where you kind of have your first district. Like, you can choose where you want to start. I started in Neon East, which is like the really kind, because there's like wannabe Japanese music playing, and there's a sushi place where you can get a job and you have to make money, and because you have to pay the rent and you have to pay for the stuff you buy. Pretty normal stuff. There's a few differences though. These jobs, for example, have a minigame. I'm not quite sure if The Sims 2 on the GameCube or The Sims 3 have like a minigame when you do a job, but here, basically it's all the jobs are the same thing. Basically you press your buttons on the controller and boom, that's it. Eventually, take a job to make money. You will level up those jobs to also have to be social doing it, and sometimes you have to wash yourself, you have to sleep, you have to put ferrets into a box, and I'm not making it up. Like, some jobs are fairly, I don't think that is something that is allowed. Like, I don't think you can make a job where you put ferrets into a box and sell them. But anyways, basically you come to this new district and you have to make friends with everyone here, and above the need bar that you see at the bottom left, you see like, oh, you have to use the toilet, you have to use the shower, you have to eat, you have entertainment, you have to sleep, all the normal sim stuff. But above it, it's the social bar, and basically it fills up the more you talk to people, the more you use your special interactions. Like, eventually you will unlock a lot. Like, hugging is a normal one, I think, but there's like special hugs, and with these special hugs, a punker likes to, for example, get into a little friendly fight with you. They like that. But if you get into a little fight with a rich person, they don't like it. So you learn specific things and stuff like that for the specific subcultures in the game. and depending on what you use, you can gain rank or you lose your rank. And basically, that's what you're gonna do in the whole game. The most obvious goal is to not really make the friends. You have to make the friends, but it doesn't matter if you get like friends with everyone. You basically just need to spam the interactions to get the rank up, and that's the only thing that really matters. For example, you can see me here giving her a back rub, and a back rub is, you know, a special thing that she likes, and then my special bar goes like up. I gain like 2 levels on my special bar because it's like, wow, that's a nice back rub. Here I gain 1, but some gain 2, and then, you know, I just spam the hug, I just spam this, and that's mostly what you're gonna do in the game. Like, there's not much more to it. Like, it is kind of like that. You have to level that bar up, and if you raise the bar to a specific point, you get an invitation to the party. And when you get the invitation to the party, you go to the party. Makes sense, right? Also, to get into the party, because there's a bouncer, you have to go into this clothing store and you have to dress your sim. And when basically you don't have to think about it, you just buy stuff out of the shop that is in every district. You buy something and boom, you basically get past the bouncer. You don't have to care about looking cool or looking stylish. You just put an outfit on you and you will get past, because, you know, oh, this is the style of the district, you can get through here. And basically, when you go to a different party, you will meet Darius again. And the thing is, Darius, when you go into his party, in every district he has a party in his special club, and you have to meet him there. And when you talk to him, he teaches you a no power social, and with the new power social you can defeat the boss in every area, and that's something you need to do to beat the game. Every district has like a boss, but they kind of repeat. Like, some people have like 2 or 3 districts that they own kind of, and every time, you know, sometimes they show up, and when you don't have the power social yet, you kind of have to run away because they check you. They're like, oh, give me money, and you have to pay them, and, you know, they make your friends angry and everything. And when you get the power social in the district, you use it on the boss, and when you do that on the boss, you beat the boss, and he drops a part of the super cool Darius machine. And when you pick up the piece in every district, you unlock the last stage, basically, which isn't a stage, but it's a new apartment, and that apartment has something very cool, and I will show you at the end of it when I'm done with the review, kinda. I mean, there's not really much more to say, but basically, you know, there's a little bit of a... There's some things that I have to talk about that made me a little bit ticked off. Not tickled off, but ticked off. Just pay attention to this dog blocking my way. Look, you know, look at me. I'm spamming the shower. I don't show up. Why? Because my fucking dog is standing around, pissing on the floor, not moving. I can't put him up, and you know, I can't. You know, I can't move him. I had to wait till this dog is like, hey, I will let you go through here. There, finally, I can move through. I was going for his piss to take a shower. You know, and in the second apartment, you get a cat. I never really went to my second apartment because, well, you don't really need them. Like, the apartments are kind of useless. I haven't used them. Like, if you're a person that plays Sims for like the apartment building and stuff like that, I would not recommend this. You get like 3 apartments. The third one is the biggest one. The first and the second one are very, especially the first one is pretty small, and the second one is kind of big too. But the thing is, you need these machines. For example, look at this exercise bike. I can put it into the room, and boom, literally the room is full. Because you get 3 machines, you know, one of them is like for your body training, look at me pooping. The second one is like for your logic, or this is for the logic, Yeah, this is the logical one, actually. It is like some kind of futuristic thing where you just spam the A button and your brain gets like bigger and smarter. And then the second one is like a bike, and you upgrade these two. And you know, it's impossible to have all three machines in a room or in an apartment, especially the first one, because they're too big. They use a lot of space. And then the second apartment, that was basically a machine apartment where I put all these machines in and, you know, use these abilities because they don't really have a use. The only thing that they have a use for is you level up your abilities to get better jobs. And, you know, the jobs don't really change, like I said. You still do the same button combinations to press, but, you know, you earn more money with the later stages of the minigames. And that's basically it. Like, there's not that much more to the game. Here you can see the second apartment where I put my bike into one room, and the bike, or the gliding thing that it turns into, it uses like the whole room almost, and there's not much more to say. Every district kinda has its own unique thing, obviously. You have like Chinatown, you have the subway station, you have the skyscraper with the rich people, you have another skyscraper with like the hip-hop guys, you know, where you put ferrets into a box. Also, one thing that sucks about the apartment is that you will get random people visiting you. They just go inside. You don't even invite them in. They just walk into your apartment and think like, yeah, this is my apartment now. And they never leave when you want to. Like, I didn't want to make them. I mean, look at this guy. Like, he just plays with my dog. He just came in. There's a person outside sitting around. And, you know, sometimes they come in, sometimes they stay there. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I would think, you know, oh, you know, I can invite friends over, but they just come randomly. And it doesn't even matter. Like, sometimes there's even random people you never met before. Like, it's not just Sims you befriended, they just come over and think, yeah, I'm the master of this place now. Which is kind of lame. I don't like having people over, so please don't invite yourself over. Also, here you can see me boxing ferrets into a box, so they sell them to the people on the skyscraper building rooftop. Which makes you think, ooh, I would want to buy one. I would buy multiple ones, but I wouldn't buy them in a box. Like, I don't know if they get sold like this. Like, maybe this is actually something that exists. I'm not American, so I wouldn't know. So I don't really have anything else to say, except that the game is very repetitive, and I would not recommend it to people looking for a different kind of Sims experience. It's like, you know, a little bit nice at the start, where you see like, oh, you know, this kind of reminds me of the time when people dressed like this, and there's still people dressing like these kind of outfits, you know. But it's like, you know, it doesn't really give you a Sims experience that really makes you think this matters. Like, I always like the little neighborhood Sims kind of style, where you have like people in your neighborhood, sometimes they come over, you can make friends, and there the friendship kind of matters because you don't have 100,000 Sims. Here, you basically in every district, there's like 20 people you can talk to, and you know, it's like maybe a little bit too many, but that's also a little bit of the charm, that you can meet so many people, so many friends. It feels like, you know, the times when everyone had MySpace and Facebook, and everyone had like 500,000 friends without really being friends. You know, maybe there's like these social, you know, what's this fancy word? Social critique. You know, oh, you know, despite being friends and calling each other friends, we're not friends at all. Maybe that's what they wanted to show, even though they didn't. They just wanted to make a hip, cool Sims game that kind of, sadly, is kind of hip and kind of cool even nowadays. But, you know, after like 2 hours, you have seen everything the game has to offer. Every job is the same. Every district feels the same. Despite, you know, obviously there's like a skater district, but, you know, it doesn't have anything unique to it. The atmosphere is unique, but from the gameplay perspective, it's just the same thing. You just talk to people, you level up your social bar, and boom, that's basically it. And here's the thing I wanted to show you. The freaking pet monkey. You have to invest 5,000 bucks into the last apartment, and look at this. You get this radical fucking little monkey who can do backflips, has fucking sunglasses, has a cool ass cap on, I think that's a cap, and he walks like a swag. Look at the swag of this monkey. Look at this guy. This made everything worth it. I need like 7-8 hours almost to beat the game. More like 6-7 hours. And you know, it was more like busy work. Like, I didn't want to play the game anymore because everything was just so repetitive. But this monkey made it all worth it. Like, this is the coolest thing in the game. You get a freaking pet monkey. Also, the second apartment gets you a cat instead of a dog like the first one. But yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to show you. A cool pet monkey. But yeah, you know, it's not a trash game, but it is something that makes me think, yeah, I would prefer the normal Sims games. And then, you know, I will do those too soon. But I need some break from Sims. Because, you know, I Urbz out too much.